I just almost watched a guy slime himself out trying to get to work, and he didn't even really get anywhere. So I was walking around today, like I do on my morning walk. Sometimes I go hiking, sometimes I go walking, and it was just not really important. I was walking like near a stop sign, and I just kind of hear this like loud truck kind of roll up to a stop sign, like stop, and then I look over, and this guy is like halfway into oncoming traffic. He has to like panic. He like backs up as far as he can, almost hitting another car behind him. And then eventually he just kind of sits there gripping the steering wheel, kind of in a way where you're like, you know, he's like pissed off and he's like absolutely raging inside. And then as soon as he has like any sort of gap, I just hear like the loudest peel out exhaust that I've heard probably in at least a couple of weeks. And I just see this truck fishtail almost, barely get in the lane, almost gets hit by oncoming traffic for the second time, speeds off into the other direction to what I assume is going to work. And that just kind of got me thinking about like road rage and how I think like post 2020, how everyone is just like mad on the road. So I recently lost my job about, 3 weeks ago now, almost 4 weeks ago. And I've been probably not in a hurry to get anywhere in that entire time. Like, I've always been kind of a fast driver, I guess. I mean, I've been guilty of being kind of a rager sometimes on the road. Nothing extreme, but definitely like, tailgating people, intentionally driving slow when people are tailgating you, that kind of petty crap that we really kind of should be getting away from. But post 2020, I've seen that happen more and more. It feels like every time I'm on the road, if you go anywhere near the speed limit, like this isn't an experiment, I guess, if you want to see how bad this really is. Try going onto an interstate and just go like the speed limit. Like if it's 65, just go 65. Don't be like incredibly slow, but if you're going like the speed limit, just notice how fast it takes for someone just to like roll up right up on you, get 2 inches off your bumper, and like just look at their face. They're usually like pissed or they're yelling or they're doing something crazy. And eventually they'll speed around you. But there's actual like research done about this, like how I think I saw a stat like fatal instances of road rage involving a weapon like a gun or something has gone up 550% year over year since 2020, which is kind of crazy. Like think of how mad you have to be to like do that. Imagine ruining yours and somebody else's life over just like getting mad in traffic. And I think that kind of lends itself to like just like how stressed out everyone's been since 2020. I think like inflation. I think a lot of it has to do with like work too. Like work since 2020, at least the jobs I've had, have been like more stressful. And you see people like kind of leaving the workforce. Maybe I got to talk about that in a later video. It's like people leaving the workforce, companies are getting smaller, teams are getting smaller, people have more stress in their lives. So when they're getting more stressed out to get to a place they don't even want to be, first off, and they're almost sliming themselves out on the way to that job where they don't want to be. Which I've always been like, when I go to work in the morning, I've always been kind of like a slow driver just because like I don't really want to be there, and it's like most people, and I don't know, I just don't feel like a hurry to get there. But I've always seen people like do almost like life endangering stuff just to get to a place where they don't want to be, which I'm kind of like moving away from that, and I'm really trying to be like more conscientious of like road raging. And I think what kind of helps in a weird way is I have a car now that has like 0% tint or anything, so if I'm like raging, I'm mad, people can see me. And I think when you see someone in real life like get mad behind the wheel of a car, you just realize how stupid that looks, and you're just kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to be that guy. So kind of trying to move away from that. But it's kind of gotten to the point where it's like an epidemic. Like every single state of every single city of every single place in this country, at least, I almost probably call it a pandemic, but I've only been out of the country like one time, so I don't know if I can definitively say that. So if you're from another country and you see people just like going nuts on the road in the past like 5 or 6 years, man, let me know. But anyways, kind of get back to what I was talking about. Like it's an epidemic. Everybody's just like freaked out, trying to go as fast as possible. Like everyone from like my mom to like a teenager who's on the road for the first time, unless they're like really freaked out, generally is engaged in some sort of like highway tomfoolery where it's like you're tailgating somebody, you're brake checking them. And honestly, brake checking is also one of the worst things you can do, I think. Because it's like, first of all, it's like, dude, they're not really doing anything by tailgating you. Like, yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Maybe they shouldn't do that. But like, are you really going to endanger somebody's life and also like endanger your life as well for like what? To scare somebody for 2 seconds? Like they're not going to like learn any sort of lesson. They're not going to be like, oh man, that guy brake checked me, I better slow up next time. They're just gonna be like, no, what an asshole. I hate this guy. I can't believe he did this. Like, what's wrong with this guy? They're gonna honk and go around you. They might even threaten you. Like you might end up as one of those 550% increase in fatal road rage incidents because you were trying to like, I don't know, satiate your own ego by stomping on your brake in the middle of, an interstate. And that's also kind of crazy too, like trying to, I don't know, I think it's a lot of it has to do with ego. And, to be honest, like I have an ego too. I think we all have egos. The people who say they don't have an ego probably have like the biggest ego of all time. And it's really just trying to like, calm down in traffic, go, hey, look, I'm not really going to get anywhere. And to kind of tie it back to that original story, that guy never really got anywhere. Like, he eventually got on the road. He sped down traffic down the street after almost causing 2 separate head-on collisions, got to the light, slammed on the brake, and I think we were waiting, like, everyone was waiting in traffic, and I'm just kind of walking along the street. And I think I almost got, like, parallel to him, like, just walking while he's driving the car. And he's still, like, sitting in there, like, pounding on his wheel, like, yelling and stuff. I mean, maybe he had to go take a dump or something, or maybe he was late. But if he was late, that's his fault, man. Like, we should wake up earlier. Maybe if he's taking a dump, too, just wake up earlier and just try to, take a dump before you go to work. I used to do that. Like, I used to wake up early and try to, like, actually go number 2 before I actually went to work, because I just hate using the work toilets. Anyways, that's just kind of an aside. Like, I don't know if it'll ever get better. I don't think it will. I think society is kind of going in a direction where everyone is so stressed out that we're just going to see more and more road rage incidents. We're going to see, and I remember another story of a guy who, I think it was a father of 4. He pulled out in front of some guy or something like that, like a lawyer, and the lawyer just like pulled out like a peacemaker and just slimed him right then and there, like in the middle of the street. Like, how tragic is that? Like, that dude ruined at least 6 lives. The kids' lives of the guy he slimed out, the guy he slimed down, and his own. And it's just like, I haven't really kept up with it because I'm not like a true crime guy, because it's just like, it's real people's lives, it's real crime being committed, and you're just kind of gawking at it. I always found that really weird. But yeah, like, how tragic and how avoidable is that, and how just like anybody at any time could just do heinous stuff because it's something as stupid as like pulling out in front of somebody, or getting brake checking someone on the highway, which you shouldn't do, or following too closely. So I don't know, it's just kind of my rant. I'm going to try to be more conscientious of how I'm driving in the future, and try to be, just get from A to B, like they used to say in driving school, just get from A to B and just, get there safely. So if you made it this far, subscribe if you want, like the video, comment on the video, and later.